Man, I almost went out and got me some headphones today. I will next time.
You go to Five Below and get some of the. You don't spend any money on them. Get the cheap ones.
Yeah, I didn't know how good. I saw some today at like the dollar store even, but I didn't know if it was even worth getting. They were like $4 or something.
Yeah, no, that's because you're just going to use them for like this and like not much else, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that to me, you know, the reason they started jacking the stuff up to like $5.55 and more up at Five Below is because of Trump's stupid war with the Chinese, his tariff war.
Oh, the same place he gets his clothes made and Ivanka gets her clothes made. You talking
exactly.
about
that China?
Okay.
China.
Damn. China. God, that still makes me cringe just hearing that shit.
China.
Ugh. You know what? I'm just over this Alexa Bliss shit. I am.
Are you? I don't understand. I thought it was just getting good. What are you talking about?
No,
How could you be over
it? Really?
How could you? I think it's really starting to get a second win.
Explain, please.
What is the end game on this? I don't understand what the end game. The only end game I can ever see with this whole thing is like she comes out, she's hot Alexa again, and she just starts, and it's like okay, like and it's Bobby Ewing coming out of the shower. None of that shit happened. It's all a dream. We're done with it.
Well, that's pretty much the way WWE has always been anyway on shit. Like
I don't understand.
I don't know if you remember or not. Let me take you back.
Yeah, take me back.
Vince is a dead man. He blew up in a limousine.
Well, that's not
I'm
fair.
sorry. That didn't happen.
That was unfair because the very next week, Chris Benoit accidentally murdered his family, and there's no way Vince could have known that when he went out there and did a tribute show to him. So there's just you're just wrong for even bringing any of that up.
Kayfabe, bro.
We're out here tonight to pay tribute to one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, Chris Benoit. This will be a salute to his career. And by the way, we found out like an hour ago that he murdered his entire family. All right, rolling. God damn it, Kevin. By the way, speaking of Kevin, you know how they do all the jump cuts and the shaky shit, and it's like every punch they got to go to another cut.
God.
Some I understand. I don't watch the, but you know, I think on Pornhub some of the videos are like that. So I think Kevin Dunn is like directing porn because they do that thing when it's just all over the place, and then there's a thing here, and then they just have to jump, and like, why is that way? I can't hold it steady.
Dude, see, you just made it worse for me now. Every time I see it, I'm gonna be thinking about that. I just had no idea. But
this is what you need to be thinking of. This is what you need to be thinking of. I'm running color pins on you down. Try car shield. There's the Nature Boy. Woo! Holy shit.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you,
I'm sure
that's the worst shit I ever saw in my life. I'm not paying that shit. I'm Nature Boy, figure 4 like on a high carpet project. Car shit. Woo! Oh God, I'm dying.
It's so true, man. That's so on. That's so on.
That's what it is. I'm not here reading the script, but I'm not. I'm Nature Boy. I need money. Woo! My credit score is negative 700. Woo!
What about your daughter?
She's doing fine. And then Adade or whatever his name is, he's named after now. Woo! What's his name? Adade. All right, Adade. Adade. Andretti. Andretti. Michael Andretti. That's my son-in-law. He's an AW. Woo! And his manager is Vic Guerrero because he can't speak English too good. No que pasa English. Woo! It's just the stupidest shit.
That damn, we're just taking that car shield commercial just to a whole new level here. It's just great.
It's so bad, it's good. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people are like signing up for it just because the thing is like so shitty. It's like I don't know.
You know they are.
I don't know.
And I'm not trying to joke. You know who they are.
But it's got to be a huge ripoff. That thing and the one that Mike Ditka does. Those things have to be like just the biggest ripoffs in the history of ever, right?
Well, we've learned that Mike Ditka is a dick, right? And
Yeah.
we've learned that over the years. So yeah, that's par for the course, I guess.
Ditka is like I would say he's even worse than Krzyzewski. I'd say he's like a worse version of Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Like Krzyzewski would kind of stop himself, like when he got pissed at Obama for filling out a bracket, and then he had his wife go apologize.
Oh, dude, look!
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, there I am. Woo! I want to see me making money for car here, ripping off my fans. Woo!
See, that was funny as hell watching that and listening to you.
I know, because I do better for the nature boy than the nature boy. Woo!
And you timed that perfect. It went to the next commercial right at the end of the woo.
That's right. I timed shit up perfectly. Like when I put them loads on them people on the flight from hell, I timed it just right. Woo! Get ready for my load in 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Oh my God!
Hey, weren't we the guys that told him at least like 5 years ago to turn Roman Reigns heel? Weren't we the guys that said that?
I want to say yes. I
think
want
we
to
don't
say
give ourselves enough credit for this. We said like 6 years ago, turn that motherfucker heel. No, I can't do it.
Well, remember, man, we took it once. Well, actually, technically, you took it one step further, and I agreed with you about the all white thing.
I love it.
And
I love that idea.
I'm still waiting on that. I'm still not counting that out at some point between now and I don't know whenever while he's a heel.
I might have even said 5 or 6 years ago. I might have even said 5 or 6 years ago to make Paul Heyman his mouthpiece. I might have even said that.
You may have. I
just get no credit for this. I get no credit for this shit. You know.
And your territory's killing it too, man.
I know. Part of the reason that like people like Dave Meltzer try to defend AEW, and I'm not as overboard as a lot of people are. I think he's pretty fair with AEW. Dave's bias over the years has always come toward his sources. Like if somebody's a source for him, he'll kind of go to the mat and protect them and like say good stuff about them. Hi, Terry Taylor, how are you? And but he truly feels like newsletter boy, dirt sheet boy, Tony Khan is his chance to show Vince that, well, if you had just done what I said in my newsletter, then you would be successful like Tony Khan is. And apparently David Meltzer and Brian Alvarez were on Wrestling Observer Radio talking about how shitty the ticket sales are for World Wrestling Entertainment as they've opened up, some of the live event sales. And it's gone over like a fart in church. It truly has. I think they got a few tickets sold in Chicago, but everything else is like bad to disastrous in places like San Antonio and stuff like that.
Really? That's got to tell you, that's a little shocking.
It is, but also you can't say that they deserve any more. I mean, you can't really say that's not what they deserve based on what we've served up over the pandemic, right?
Well, yeah. I guess.
The true winner of the pandemic of the WWE is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and his cousins. Everything else has sucked a bag of ass. I mean, Daniel Bryan has done okay. You can say that Cesaro has done okay. Everything else has been shit city.
And both those guys are, bye-bye. They're gone.
Yeah, exactly. So NXT during the pandemic has gone from good to horrible and barely registering anything. We don't know what's going on there. That takeover was barely talked about. I thought by far the best and most entertaining thing of the night was LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. I thought that was really good. And in case you missed it, LA Knight is the $1 million belt holder. That happened. And then at the end of it, we had a brawl. This is good, and I'm very happy. We went an entire NXT takeover special with no one being abducted. So there were no kidnappings. So I'm very happy to.
It's always a plus, yes.
I just like to say that's an amazing thing, and that is great. So no kidnappings and no abductions, but apparently as they had another brawl at the end of it, the show, William Regal said, I think it's time for a change. So there's going to be some sort of change. We don't know what that means. We have no idea what that means, but that means
I hate
maybe
that shit.
I know. I don't know if we're going to get another general manager, or I'm not sure if William Regal is going to be caught. It seems to me as we inch closer and closer to this acquisition of World Wrestling Entertainment by Universal, NBC Universal Comcast, which seems pretty inevitable. I go to this website called crazydaysandnights.net, and all they do is have blind items on there about various celebrities and stuff. And then after a while, sometimes they'll unmask them and they'll reveal who it was. And they did have a blind item about NBC Universal Comcast buying WWE, and they unmasked it like today. So it's like a horribly kept secret.
It's like the elephant in the room kind of shit.
It is, and I don't
everywhere
know.
You go, when you
Again, I'm not one of your stock market guys. I don't know if you go ahead and buy the Comcast on that. The market could shit all over it. The market could, based on what happens now, they could go, oh, that's nice. Or the market could somehow irrationally love it because the Universal guys could spin it in such a way that it's going to help their content and people buy that bullshit.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
You gotta say, man, wrestling as a whole has been on a downward trend overall, popularity wise, and go from there for the last couple years, pre-pandemic even.
20. I mean, once you get past the death of WCW and the end of the Attitude Era.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could do that even, but I mean, and I agree with you, but there were times like the CM Punk days. It was a little hot times, the pipe bomb shit and all that.
And they fucked that up completely.
Well, they fucked pretty much everything up. But yes, so I mean, it was hot for a second. Well,
you could always point to, they got 80,000 people in a stadium in April. You could always point to that and go, wow, geez, Vince must be doing really well. And he could fool some people who don't pay attention to it that much, and that would be a thing.
Well, here's what I think about that. And I think I may be wrong on this, but I think WrestleMania is always going to be like the World Series, NBA playoffs, and all that shit of wrestling, because it's become like a showcase. It's become like a spectacle. Yeah,
it's the brand. You want to be.
You don't give a shit. Yeah.
Right.
It's
the
thing to do.
It's Undertaker versus Daniel Bryan, or it's whatever. I'm buying tickets to WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. It's not necessarily the people that are involved, right?
And if you get a great fucking card like I lucked out on and got when I went, then it makes it that much better, But you're just going because it's WrestleMania. Who gives a shit who's really in it? Because I bet you, I don't know if half the people, I don't know, what do you think, that go a little less than half, probably don't even watch wrestling on a regular basis.
It's interesting because you'd have to.
I would bet
you got to fork over a pretty good amount of money to go to one of those things. Even for the decent seats, you got it's a couple $100, maybe $300 for even halfway decent seats at a WrestleMania. And for somebody to go to be like, hey, I go for the hell of it. That's kind of a. But I'm sure there's some people that do that. Like, hey, it's in my town. I watched it when I was a kid. Let's go see what's up. I mean, there may be some of that going on.
And it could be that, somebody that doesn't watch wrestling on a regular basis, if at all, goes with somebody and maybe becomes a wrestling fan because of all the, the dog and pony show that comes along with it kind of shit, I don't know. I mean, especially back in the day, I bet, back in the 80s and 90s when WrestleMania happened, I bet that was the case a lot of times.
You can always tell. You always tell those guys that are dragging their wife or their girlfriend to that thing.
Oh yeah,
like, hey, when is The Rock going to show up? It's one of those deals, and it's like, oh, I don't think he's going to be here tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sorry.
I saw Cena in some interview. They were asking him if he was going to be at SummerSlam. It's all but, a foregone conclusion that John Cena is going to be at SummerSlam, I guess, on August the 21st.
In what capacity? Do we know?
I don't know.
Is he going to be the host? Sure. Is he and Titus going to co-host it?
Can't wait for him to host. There's nothing better than a John Cena host job. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to get paid a lot of money, and he's done very well for himself. And I assume this Fast and Furious film is doing very well. I don't know. I'm not again, I think I'm out of the demographic for that thing, right?
Well, honestly, man, I think that I remember when that first came out, the very first one, and it was just I never got into the bullshit stuff like that. I mean, I'll sit here and tell you, well, I love Indiana Jones, but it's essentially the same crazy kind of shit that happens. But
Sure.
it's all, but Indiana Jones was almost a little bit more believable in areas.
So.
But it's like all that Fast and Furious kind of stuff, and it's just like so off the chain. I can't get into it. Even the action packed shit part about it, I don't like. But I've seen the trailers, and I don't know if I went and saw this movie, I don't know if I know what the hell what was going on or not.
Vin Diesel and John Cena are brothers.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, they're brothers, and they're at war with each other or some shit. I think that's how they did it.
Who's the heel? Do we know this, or are they going WWE on us? Or it's just they're both heels?
We got a baby heel. I think Cena's supposed to be the bad guy.
Oh, okay.
I think
about time. It's about fucking time.
They finally turned Cena heel. God damn it! I'm not gonna turn Cena heel. Well, Roman Reigns heel. God damn it! We're turning Cena heel. We're gonna do it after he's already gone.
It took fucking Fast and Furious 9 to get John Cena to turn heel.
I mean, Cena was kind of the heel when he was facing off against The Rock because everybody just loved The Rock so much more. Basically,
yeah, that was a natural heel. He wasn't portrayed to be the heel, was he?
No, it just kind of happened that way. It just kind of happened that way. It's kind of just naturally. That's the way that the folks went.
Yeah, I mean, as much as they cheered for him in the Kurt Angle debut kind of thing.
It's like when Hogan went against Rock in WrestleMania. They thought, well, Hogan's going to be the heel, and I was like, no, he's not.
Yeah,
no, he's not. It's very polarizing. It's extremely polarizing here in Toronto, and it turned out to be really good. It turned out to be magic, if you will.
Yeah, magic. I see what you did there.
Can you at all imagine a post Vince WWE, like with corporate ownership from Universal, Comcast? I mean, I know they'll try to incorporate this stuff into their amusement parks, into like Universal down in Orlando and in LA and all that shit. I know there's going to be some. What are you laughing at? What is so funny?
Good Lord, you've already got me going, man. I want to hear. I want to hear the Vince McMahon ride. I want to hear the whatever we want to call it. I want to hear the Vince McMahon counting them down before lightning strikes, like at Carowinds, or some shit like that.
Put away your purse and all your grab your balls because lightning strikes. Nah! What's gonna happen here is you're gonna get on board the jackhammer. You're not tall enough to ride this ride. Get the fuck off! Get off! Like
that would be awesome.
There's no fun if Universal buys it. Like if Warner Media had bought it or something like that, then you could have a more adult version of it on HBO Max. And like, ooh, it's uncensored WWE or something like that. That would have been really interesting. But you're not gonna get that.
Yeah, it's not gonna get that. Not at all. Not even close, probably.
I don't know. It's hard to imagine. Like the exercise that you're going through in your mind right now is like, think of the WWE except shittier. And that's what you're trying, and you can't really wrap your head around. And I understand it. I get it because it's really hard.
I mean, I can't help but think of the WCW days right before the explosion, the implosion, as it were. So that's what goes through my head if that happens. As much as
it feels like there's going to be like
that's what we're going to get.
There's going to be a lot of product placement. There's going to be a lot of try to cross tie a bunch of different projects from
even more so than now.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of that. I mean, I just got to feel like this Nick Khan guy was brought in just for the specific purpose, and he's going to get paid so much money when this thing goes through. He's got stock options, and he may get a chunk of the. He may get a chunk of the sale and all that. If you get like 1/1,000,000th of 1% of the transfer fee or whatever, I'm using English soccer terms now for some reason. But if you get 1/1,000,000th of 1% of the acquisition or whatever, then Jesus Christ, the guy's going to be even way richer than he is now. So he's the kingmaker right now. He's the guy. He's the guy that made the initial deal with Universal. He's the guy they're coming to. I think
I would like to think that he's the one that they went to when they had to fire Carano. God damn it. Nick, go in there and slice him to pieces. Do it. Nah. And then he does it. And that's it. And then they slice him.
Yeah.
They just murder him, put him in a bag, and ship him home to his family.
Yeah, that's it. Well, what is his title? What is Nick Khan's title? Do you know off the top of your head? It's like marketing.
Vice President of keeping track of my balls.
That's it.
That's what he does. He needs to keep track of my balls 24/7. They're huge. I mean, he can't lose them, but somebody might try to steal them.
I don't know what his exact title is. VP of Business Development or some horse shit like that.
Nah. I was just curious. I didn't know. I don't know if it was some made-up position or what.
He's the TV champion.
He's a TV champion. He's 24-hour champ.
That's his title. And don't you dare say belt. That's his title.
He is the President and Chief Revenue Officer of World Wrestling Entertainment. That's him.
Revenue officer.
Nicholas Khan. Let me see. How much is that motherfucker worth? I don't think he's worth more than the other. I don't think he's worth more than Shahid and Tony, his cousins.
Yeah, his cousins.
Let's see.
What? Now, hold on a second. I'm looking. I don't mean to change subjects. I'm just sitting here looking at this.
Yeah, you're watching Raw while this is happening.
Yeah. And they're showing the Hell in a Cell card. When did this Rey Mysterio Roman match happen? When did that go down? Did I miss that this past week?
Well, because Roman beat the shit out of his son. He's got to get his revenge.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, come on
I did
now.
see that little clip. Yeah. Okay.
Come on now. They beat the shit out of, Rey Mysterio the third. Trip Mysterio.
Yeah. Trip Mysterio. With 2 P's.
Trip Mysterio. Oh, man. This Nick Khan guy is like really kind of a mystery. There's not a lot of information about him, except as far as his net worth and all this shit. But I know he's extremely rich. He's got a lot of money. I just know that's one of the first integrations they're going to go. By the way, congratulations to Peacock for allowing us to pause live action and rewind during the middle of a live event.
I do
Holy
like that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It only took months. That is amazing, guys.
2021. How you doing?
God, that is so great that you guys have gotten, to 2010 technology. I'm so happy.
2010 even, yes.
Jesus God, you morons. I know that I just feel like the integration into the amusement parks is going to be like fairly automatic. And that's where you would get your real WWE Hall of Fame, whether it's in Orlando or it's in LA or wherever they're going to put it. And that's where you would do it. And I don't know.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of cool if they did have like a real Hall of Fame that you could put like shit in there, like Terry Funk's old something or other, and just not just confine it to WWE shit, but
here's the briefcase that I took to Pennsylvania to pay off the officials when Jimmy Snuka killed that chick. I've got that right there.
Get the Vince McMahon tour with the headphones and shit as he goes around.
This is where I did not investigate Grizzly Smith. There's Grizzly Smith's beard. Brings fears to a lot of young ladies. It's right over there. Now, if you just step over to your left.
Are we going to get any memorabilia from Vince McMahon's basement?
Honestly, that fucking Grizzly Smith episode of Dark Side of the Ring really shook me. I'm ready. I mean, again, Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff, you just elevated yourself greatly. I'm ready for that now for next season. Jesus.
Yeah. Did you see the list? The ones coming up in the second part? There were a couple I didn't know they were doing. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you pull it up. Because we'll talk about Dynamite Kid. Did you see the Dynamite Kid?
No, I was getting ready to say I have not seen that one yet.
Also, like a much worse piece of shit than you ever thought he was.
See, that sucks. I was always such a British Bulldogs fan. That was one of my, I don't know if it was my first favorite team or person or wrestler or whatever, wrestlers in when I first started watching WWE, but they were pretty close to one of my first favorites.
So they go to his ex-wife and they go, all right. And they talk about a bunch of stuff. And then eventually they get to, tell us about the Jacques Rougeau fight. And she goes, oh, do I have to? Is that the only thing he's ever done? Well, I'm sorry, bitch. But he fucked up bad. He got his teeth knocked out of his head. So tell us the fucking story. I'm sorry that your ex-husband was a piece of shit and blindsided sucker punched Jacques Rougeau. And then Jacques Rougeau had to knock like 3 teeth out of his head and bloody the fuck out of him. And he couldn't strike back because he thought the mafia was after him. This is part of the story, by the way.
Oh,
there was no retaliation from Tom Billington. He couldn't get his mojo back because this is so good. They told Dino Bravo, who had underworld ties, were like, hey, we know where like Dynamite lives, and we've got a map of his house, and here's a map of his house, and we're gonna go kill him if anything happens. And they moved. The Billington family moved. They sold their house and moved.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was like, but she's acting like, oh, you guys are so boring. Everybody asked that story. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, lady.
I apologize. And by the way, that's not, he also was a domestic abuser and dragged his wife like by her hair in front of their little children. So, I don't know who you're protecting at this point, honey. I really don't, because, I'm really sorry that the guy that you mated with was a piece of shit, but he was. And even you admitted that, but at least he did a great thing. At one point, he decided to go over to England and leave the kids alone and never see them because he was a shitty-ass father. And then one of the kids had to go over and fly over there, kind of make up with him because he was a piece of shit. But, we're going to ask questions about that. Sorry. It ain't called Happy Side of the Ring. We've gone over this. Happy Side of the Ring is like 2 episodes. And it's like Mick
nobody
Foley,
wants to see that shit.
It's like Mick Foley, and even he's got some dark stuff because he fucked up his entire body. And it's like Pampiro Firpo, and then maybe Nick Bockwinkel. And like that's Happy Side of the Ring. Sorry, there's not much more to it. The guy was a great family man, never drank that much, and took care of his family. The end. I can't wait for next season. Let me buy that T-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees.
What about Jim Brunzell? He always had a smile on his face.
It's like you can do even Ricky Steamboat as far as Happy Side of the Ring goes. Even his wife fucked him out of money, so he's got a dark, kind of a thing going on there. But he's still a great guy. Didn't really do much. Never was that controversial or anything like that. He was a fine guy. So I'm really sorry we'd ask about your stupid ass piece of shit husband, but that's what we're here to do. And he was an asshole, and Jacques Rougeau knocked his teeth out, as Jacques Rougeau should have done. I do love this story because Jacques Rougeau does tell it in fantastic fashion. Like, what I was thinking of my dad
he's on there? He's on there?
Oh, he tells it in beautiful detail.
Oh, dude. I can't wait to watch that.
My dad made me go to the bank, and he said, get you a bunch of quarters and put the quarters in your hand. So in classic BAM fashion, like Saturday morning, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Bob Caudle, I'm going to load up my hand with quarters, and then you do the thing where they splay and they just spread all over the ring. They show him, and this is one of the ones where they do the reconstruction really well, and you want to see it. Now, I think Brian Last and Jim Cornette are correct. I don't know that I needed some sort of reenactment of Grizzly Smith's daughter going into the incinerator. I don't know if I needed that. I don't know if that was something you needed to actually recreate.
Yeah.
But the Jacques Rougeau beatdown of Dynamite Kid, yes, that was done beautifully and perfectly. And yes, I'm here for that. Give those boys an Emmy. Because they've got him. He's got the quarters. He decks him. Teeth fly all over the place. There's blood everywhere. Jacques Rougeau goes, this is great. It's like one of those monster movies when you're a kid and you hit and the blood goes everywhere. It was exactly like that. And it was.
I can't wait.
Exactly
To watch this.
No, you'll enjoy it. It's very, very good. So
Jacques Rougeau needs to come to WrestleCade. Damn it.
Well, they got a lineup. Lisa Marie is going to be there.
Yeah, I saw that.
I had a massive crush on Lisa Marie.
You didn't you say last time we went that you wish you would have gotten your picture made with her? Or
I do. I think so. Yeah, I think she's on the top of the list of the ones so far.
Yeah, she was having fun with people too. I remember that. Hey, I've got the season 3 here from the rest.
What is it? Yeah, or the season 2.5 or whatever.
Well, it's like part 2 of this season because I think Dynamite Kid was the last one for the spring, and I think
they take the summer break. Right.
Yeah. Sorry if this doesn't ring a bell with me. Tell me what I'm missing here on this. Johnny K9, aka Bruiser Bedlam. Who is that?
Oh, is that like one of those Nick Gage type? By the way, that's been my least favorite. I don't know. Let me see the Bruiser Bedlam
me too.
Story.
Yeah, I was gonna look that up. Okay, here we go. The steroid trials. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
here's one.
That's a good one. And by the way,
what's
his name? The lawyer McDevitt. He's in that one. He sits down in that one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for them. Here's one I didn't know they were doing, and this is a good one, man. I'm excited about this one. Chris Canyon.
Oh yeah, that needs to happen for sure.
Yeah, I think so. FMW.
Oh yeah, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling from Japan.
Okay, I wasn't sure what that was. XPW.
Extreme. That's like I think that was one of the successors of ECW.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, you're right. Luna Vachon. I didn't know that one.
That's interesting.
That and the plane ride from hell. I bet that's going
to be the one. That's our season finale. That's going to be
I was
great.
going to say, I bet that's the finale. Yep.
Oh, we're gonna get a heap and helping dosing of your good old friend, good old JR on that one.
Man, they need to do that one. That's a 2-hour one. That should be a 2-hour one.
Bruiser Bedlam was known for his history of legal problems. He was a member of Satan's Choice, a biker gang. He was convicted of assault, trafficking cocaine, and bombing a police station.
Say what?
Yeah, in 2005, Quattro, I think is the guy's real name, Ian William Quattro, was arrested for the murder of lawyer Lynn Gilbank and her husband Fred. After a lengthy investigation, the charges were dropped in June 2006 because of insufficient evidence. He worked as a security guard in Vancouver, British Columbia, until being arrested in May of 2009 for conspiracy to commit murder. How do you get arrested for murder in Canada? Excuse me and begging your pardon, but can I put these cuffs on you because we think that you are implicated in some sort of homicide?
Hey.
On January.
So this
24th,
guy was like he was like a Canadian wrestler. I missed that part.
Apparently he was in Smoky Mountain.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah. So we should get a lot of Cornette on that.
Wow. Yeah. I've never really heard him mention him. I've never heard.
No, either.
I've never, pronouns, pal.
Pronouns.
I never heard Cornette mention him. If I did.
On January the 24th of 2011, Quattro was charged with first-degree murder in connection with the 2008 killing of Jonathan Barber in Burnaby, British Columbia. So he does have some interesting things to say. By the way, Cornette.
Man, he's a crazy-looking dude.
Oh, he is. Cornette really, 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 really shit on the most recent episode of AEW Dynamite.
I still hadn't seen it. I didn't see hardly any wrestling this week except for.
It is the return of the Dark Order.
Oh, in what capacity? Did they attack
the worst
somebody?
Possible capacity, the most meaningless capacity of all time, and apparently they're.
So it was nothing different.
Yeah, it's bad. So we're gonna have to rank them again, I guess.
Lord.
Pinochle and Inner Circle, 1 and 1A, 1 and 2, however you want to put them. The original Bullet Club or the Brother Club, they're number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the Dark Hoarders are number 4 now, followed by Team Taz. Then we get down to Jurassic Express.
Gun Club.
Gun Club, yeah,
Factory.
Always a good one.
The Factory.
The Factory at 8.
The Nightmare Family or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, they're 9th. Yeah, I think those are your top 9 factions in this week in AEW.
What about Matt Hardy's deal? What is his thing called?
Oh yeah, Hardy Enterprises. I don't know. They're probably 7th. Probably put them 7th.
Hardy Inc. Okay.
Where we're calling Matt Hardy Enterprises. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just like 3 more factions, guys. And I'm sure that in Dave Meltzer's newsletter, he was like, if Vince would just throw 6 more factions on to Raw, he would have a hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened with Dark Order? What special?
Oh, they did. They were still. I think Pizzeria Uno was wrestling or something.
Pizzeria.
Yeah, and then hang on. I'll get the whole because it was bad. And then they were like, I think Miro was wrestling somebody who he should have stomped the shit out of him, and they gave the guy some offense and he got beat down or something.
Oh,
it was like, it's the stupidest thing because they built up Miro as the monster that he totally should be right now. But then he got into some stupid match where he didn't fuck the guy over.
Oh, that's right. He was wrestling 10 or whatever for the title that Friday night.
Oh,
right?
It's funny. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay. Yeah, I
so.
remember promoting that. Okay.
The main
event. Oh my god.
The main event of the evening saw Hangman Page battle with 10 tag with 10 to battle
10,
team.
Okay.
It was Hangman Page with 10, and they were a tag team against the Team Taz duo of Brian Cage and Will Hobbs. It was a hard-hitting contest with a combustible finish. So there's that.
Combustible finish.
Miro's next TNT challenger came from the form of Evil Uno. So we've already had 10.
That's who it was, yeah.
We've already had 10 and Evil Uno. So the Dark Order is back in business. back in business.
To the attack.
And by the way, isn't the tag team combination of Hangman Page and 10, isn't that the most natural thing? Haven't they been friends for a while now?
Well, that storyline's been building for like a year now. You didn't know that? You
what the fuck?
Have you not been...
Can I just get another peanut butter and tuna fish sandwich? Thank you. God damn, what is that? It's like nobody thinks.
Come on, man. It's AEW. They hinted around to that about a year ago when they passed each other in the hall and bumped elbows and kind of winked. And you knew right then they were supposed to be, that's Tony Khan and his
right. And I remember in March of 2018, in New Japan, they had met each other and bumped into each other at a post game thing, and I'd forgotten, and I should have known that, but I didn't.
See, yeah, God.
When I bring these things up to James Good, James just goes, "Yeah, well, WWE just sucks worse." I'm like, "Oh, cool." This is the AEW slogan, just like WWE, except slightly less shitty. Cool.
Yeah, hooray!
I'll take 2. Thank you.
I mean, AEW it's just like it's right there, and it's just
I know. It's like I want to like you so much. I want to. I really, 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 really want to. It's like I don't know if it's like if you're like you meet a pretty girl and she seems really smart and she's telling funny jokes and stuff, and all of a sudden she just starts talking about how much she loves Donald Trump or something. You're just like, oh,
woo! Boy, that negates a lot of shit right there.
Why? Miro's next TNT challenger came from the form of Evil Uno. Now, this is interesting. AEW worked an emotional angle with hype video discussing Uno's connection to Mr. Brody Lee. At what point are we becoming exploitative of the family of the late Brody Lee? I ask you, Bryant Williams.
I believe we're reaching that threshold pretty soon if we haven't already passed it.
I mean, I just want again, and I don't like to take another bite at the apple on this one because we've criticized Bruce Mitchell as much as anybody, and we've also been on his side. For those of you that were just like so upset with him 6 months ago after he ruined the lives in quotations of the Lee family and attacked them and made them feel awful. I hope that you are still guardians of his family, of the Brody Lee family, as AEW continues to pluck those heartstrings. They continue to do it for no good reason. They've got no plans. It's at 10:30 on Friday night when 450,000 people are watching your shitty ass show, and you feel like you need to drum up some heartstrings by bringing up the dead guy from 6 months ago. But Bruce was inappropriate. How's that work? I'm just curious. I just want to know what the rules are. Somebody tell me.
Nobody wants to think like that.
Nope.
They don't.
No,
they just don't. They just don't.
Uno was no match for Miro. The Bulgarian brute pretty much had his way with a masked man. Miro blasted Uno off the apron, colliding into the guardrail. Stu Grayson and 5 ran down for support to cheer Uno into beating the count back into the ring. Miro decided to share Uno's pain with his pals by sprinting to clothesline Grayson over the guardrail. 5 ran away, so Miro stripped off the turnbuckle pad to toss at him. Since this is sports entertainment, reading from CagesideSeats.com, Uno had the inevitable rally. He countered Miro with a jawbreaker, then unloaded a flurry of punches, Bryant, a Hurricane Rana, a big boot, and a flying senton atomico, which, by the way, makes total sense. That's what should be done with Miro. He should be taking all kinds of fucking moves from that piece of shit who probably couldn't beat me. There's no question that a flurry, like a fucking, like, I don't know, a Ricky Morton hot tag should be coming at this guy for no reason at all. Jesus God. What? Who thought this? Hey, this is what I want you to do. Let's let him get some offense tonight, champ. You got it.
dude.
And you do have to wonder if that's going around in the WhatsApp chat between the Young Bucks. Like, all right, vice president's meeting real quick. You know how we've been making it so that Miro's been beating the shit out of people? Why don't, and hear me out, why don't we let an unathletic piece of shit get some offense in on him tonight for about like 5 minutes? Everybody good with that? Good. Check. Yeah, okay, we're good. All right, that's what we're going to do.
And he's in the Dark Order.
He's in the good. So we can get some like tape loops or something of the dead guy and some emotional music and shit.
And then cue that shit up.
Cue it up and make it so like he's fighting for the dead guy, but then have him lose anyway. I don't see how this is disrespectful or in any way exploitative of a dead guy. Does anybody good with it?
People flipping the channels will listen and start watching after they figure out what's going on, you know?
Hey, I thought that guy died like 6 months. Oh, yeah, he did. They're still using him. That's something. How about that? Miro was down, but still able to kick out on the cover. The full Dark Order crew came out on stage to motivate Uno. Miro had the upper hand on a roll-up, however, which is, by the way...
they're good for that. They stick together like that.
That's the good thing about them. What you want Miro to do, what you want your monster to do is to absolutely try to get somebody on a roll-up. That is how you put a guy, a huge monster kind of guy.
Is that what it is?
Look, how many times did you see Bam Bam Bigelow roll a guy up? King Kong Bundy down in Dallas? Schoolboyed the fuck out of everybody, right?
Constantly,
am I right?
Constantly. It got so old.
Abdullah the Butcher comes into your territory. It is Schoolboy City. You are getting rolled up. I mean, that's how it is, right? Jesus Christ. Tell me about that history, Big Dave. Oh, Tony Khan is following my playbook to the T. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. You should have done this and made a lot of money. Uno kicked out with enough force to send Miro into the exposed turnbuckle. And again, that's what you want your monster to do. You want him to get on a kick out, have himself propelled like a missile across the ring. That's exactly what
turnbuckle. Those damn exposed turnbuckle. That's like an anvil.
Oh, Jesus.
You ever hit one of those motherfuckers? It's like an anvil.
This is like an 8-year-old writing some fantasy booking. Uno channeled the spirit of Mr. Brody for a discus lariat. Miro just ate it across his massive chest to minimal effect. Okay, so we use the dead guy's move, and then sell it. That's going to be our best course of action. This is great. Just reading this shit is fantastic. I totally see why Cornette was flipping his shit.
Well, I mean,
that's funny.
Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you do that shit like if they've been, say, building Evil Uno up, say, for the last month or two and getting him ready for a big, match against Miro or whoever for a belt, and you do it right when he wins the belt. That's when you bring that stuff up, not in some, match that was made a week ago, and he brings it up and, like you said, gets shit on, I mean, that's the kind of shit that we, that I guess you and I both just shake our heads at about AEW. I mean, it could be so good, and
it's by far my favorite show to watch on television. It's by far my favorite wrestling show. There's no question. I don't think it's even like, and then SmackDown is so far down beyond that. But and SmackDown mainly because of Roman Reigns and the Usos, mainly.
Yeah,
although
definitely.
I got to say the heel turn, or the face turn, I guess it is, because Sami Zayn got beat up by that General Zod guy. So I guess that'll be interesting. That was a pretty good match. It'll be interesting to see.
I hadn't seen that one.
It was good. General Zod comes up and just waffles him, and he's like, oh, and he's dying in the ring afterwards. So it's like, oh, geez, well, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I
like Sami Zayn. I hope he does get another little push.
Yeah, he's been stuck like a motherfucker for a while, though, right?
Yeah. Too long.
I guess him and Apollo Crews or him against General Zod, I guess, possibly at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I guess.
The TNT champ fired back a lariat of his own. Miro cinched in the game over camel clutch, and Uno then tapped out. Miro is a killer, and AEW did him justice maintaining his image in this contest. Did they? Because it sounds like
it.
It sounds like this idiot went Jushin Thunder Liger on him for a while. I like the effort and the storytelling to build up Uno. They tried to hammer home the connection between Mr. Brody, the TNT title, and Dark Order. I bet it would have been hot in front of a real live crowd. That said, I never believed Uno had a chance at winning. Oh, well, it's good that they gave him all that offense then. Christian Cage.
I would like to see that in a crowd. I would like to see the crowd reaction, see how, just see how they reacted. I'm just curious. That they might have been full blown, baby face, in memory of Brody Lee kind of pop.
The following things I'm going to tell you are going to make you crazy. Christian Cage overran Helico, which I don't have a real problem with, although Christian Cage has not the ability to get anybody over. Sorry. I apologize to anybody whose feelings are hurt by that statement, but I think it's factual.
And honestly, thinking about it just now, I'm not even sure what the point of that match was. What was the point of Angelico and Christian Cage?
We had to have somebody on there, and we had too much stuff on Dark.
Yeah, okay.
We couldn't. Christian's got a thing in his contract. He can only be on Dark like once a month. Matt Hardy and Jack Evans were ringside. Hardy explained that he hired the services of the TH2 to end Christian's career. The TH2, is this another faction that we're missing, Bryant?
Is that the Matt Hardy faction that we didn't really know the name of?
I guess.
Whatever the hell it stands for. Matt Hardy. The Hardy 2.0 or some shit. I don't know.
The finish began when both wrestlers were dazed and colliding heads, and Helico charged into a pendulum kick from Christian. A diving European uppercut set the stage for the kill switch, which was really hot back in 2004. It gives Christian the win. After the match, Christian engaged in fisticuffs with Evans. Hardy pounced from behind for a twist of fate to Christian as he was setting up for the Leech submission. Here comes Jungle Boy. He runs in to make the save, and I don't know if he got his Baltimore song as he came out. A quality duel on Helico worked the arm, setting up for the rally by Christian. The coolest move of the contest came from Christian on a tornado reverse double DT. Christian continues to rack up wins against quality competition. He still doesn't look ready for a title shot, but you can never count out a man with Christian's level of experience. Here's Cody's announcement.
Can't wait.
Cody Rhodes introduced his tag team partner for next week, Brock Anderson. Of course. I mean, there's no question that, like, the biggest babyface in the history of this promotion and the guy who really started the whole promotion should be in a tag team with the amazing Brock Anderson. There's no question that that's who you want your star to be wrestling.
Can you do me a favor? Remind me again who this guy is.
I think he's the one that was awesome on that indie show that time. And yeah,
that guy.
Yeah. I think he was on PWG Battle for My Ass, night 3.
I love that pay-per-view.
Yeah. If you remember that one, that was a good one. Jeff Cobb put him over. It was just a fantastic thing.
That was pre-Matanza days.
Cody and Arn's son. Cody and Arn's son will compete against QT Marshall and Brock Solo. Brock Anderson. And Aaron Solo. QT. Okay.
Brock Anderson. He sounds like the quarterback for LSU or some shit. I don't know.
Or like Lonnie Anderson and Burt Reynolds' son, and he doesn't want to take Burt Reynolds' name. I don't know.
Yeah.
QT.
Can't say I blame him.
QT interrupted with a challenge for Cody. When paying fans return on July the 7th, QT wants a South Beach strap match. By the way, let me just say, no question that Cody should be in a feud with QT Marshall. They're absolutely on the same level.
That's a hot feud,
There's no question that QT Marshall is going to benefit so greatly from being elevated by Cody Rhodes in this feud.
That was kind of like Brock Lesnar and Ricochet.
I don't understand. I can see why the vice presidents in this company are not getting together because they're making him do shit like this. I can see why they hate each other's guts at this point.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Oh, golly, this is great. South Beach strap match. By the way, fantastic stipulation. It's going to mean so much. Cody was riled up and pulled off his own belt. Arn soothed the Savage Beast, and QT whipped Arn with his back turn. Brock surged for a takedown to land punches on QT's mug. it sounds like July 7th will be the blow off between Cody and QT. No, please.
Say it isn't so.
I need more than 3 more weeks of this feud because it's everything. It's everything. It's the best thing in the world. I don't understand.
I hope Cody survives.
Jesus God, are you kidding me? The strap match stipulation should be interesting in providing pain. It's curious choice by QT since he won't be able to escape. As for Brock Anderson, he truly looks like a chip off the old block. So this is Arn's son. That's who that is.
Oh, I had no idea he was even in the wrestling business.
No, he should. And by the way,
I didn't know.
The first feud he ever should be in the business, he should 100% be with Cody in some sort of main event capacity. There's no question that this kid
with
that's
QT Marshall.
But this is what he deserves. Let's get a picture. Let me show you a picture of oh yeah, Brock. I'm gonna show you a picture of Brock Anderson here.
Okay.
I think you'll be impressed because he's a hell of a fine looking kid, just like his old man. Jeez. And the son of wrestler thing is always an excellent thing, and it works out very well. God Almighty.
And how is he related to C.W. Anderson?
They're not related. you Mark. He goes, CW met Arn one time and he goes, I just wanted to know, is it okay that I'm using, the name Anderson or whatever? He goes, well, I don't know if you know this, but it does not say Anderson on my driver's license.
Oh yeah, you got a point there.
So, I don't know if you know.
Might want to go talk to Ole. If you want to.
Ole's pissed off at the world. Pay me some money, kid. You can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
When I met CW, he was with somebody named Pat Anderson, who also was out of the gimmick, and they were tagging together, and they were very good together as well.
Pat Anderson.
They made him.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good. He looked like an Anderson as well. Here you go. Here's Brock Anderson, Arn's son. There he is.
Damn, he does look like him.
Yeah, gonna have that hairline. Well, you get your hairline from mom's side of the family, right?
Well, he's a young man, so give him time. It does look like that little tuft right there might be thinning out a little bit.
I can't remember who trained him. I'm not sure. I don't think his dad really trained him. I think it was somebody else.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well,
your dad's one of the 4 horsemen and you get somebody else to train you? What?
Well, I think that was his dad's suggestion. I think that was his whole deal. Like, I can't, you can't like.
That's like your dad being Michael Jordan and you have LeBron James teach you how to play basketball.
Well, let me just ask you. Let me just tell you something. When a dad trains his son to go in the business, it never works out well. Look, that Rocky Johnson trained his son, and you never heard of that motherfucker. Where does that guy now? Right?
I know.
He's not even in the business anymore, Bryant. He's not even in the business.
Yeah. Okay.
You just got to think about these things before they come out of your mouth, Bryant.
I know. Diarrhea of the mouth. I bet that problem. I admit it.
To former Tony Schiavone. I think it says he was training at the factory. AEW fans may be familiar with Brock Anderson as he was a sporadic member of the ringside during the pandemic era of wrestling. Oh, he was one of the crowd. He was a stand-in.
Brian. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing him stand over there in the shadows one time.
Well, of course he deserves to
panned around real fast. I remember seeing that shit.
Of course he deserves to tag with the son of the American Dream. There's no question.
Was he standing over there by the gun club?
Oh, my God. Cody
was
Rhodes
he standing between the gun club and Leva Bates? Is that where he was?
This past Saturday on AEW Dynamite, Cody teamed with fellow Nightmare family member Lee Johnson in a winning effort over Cesar Bononi and Pretty Peter Avalon. God, it's like they're ribbing fucking Cody. They're gonna be like, no. It's like the Bucks are doing their version of,
no, it's great shit, pal.
Like, Cody, this week you're gonna wrestle Shit Johnson and Turd Burger Weiler. Like, should I really?
Oh no, this is great shit. This is great shit.
It's almost like they're doing that to him right now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? And I've said this before, but Peter Avalon was so good in championship wrestling from Hollywood. I'm telling you, dude, he was so good.
How long is it? How long is it before Tony Khan and the Bucks go, Cody, we really like that Stardust makeup. I'm not saying you should do it exactly, but if you could do like something, but I mean, how long is it before that happens, right?
Really? You think that might happen? Seriously? No.
The way these guys mark out on themselves, I really thought the Stardust thing was pretty hot.
Nobody thought the Stardust thing was hot.
Hey, what we're going to do, Cody, is we want you to wrestle. We just found like a guy at the 7-Eleven who wants to wrestle you this week. We're going to have you wrestle him. I don't know if I should do that. Oh, it's great shit. Great shit.
His name is Timmy Jenkins.
It's going to be good. Timmy the Nightmare Jenkins is coming into you.
Bring him on. Yeah.
According to Arn Anderson, Brock was working his way toward consideration for a spot in All Elite Wrestling. Sure he was. Arn also made mention of his son's recent tryout match with John Skyler, which the son of the Enforcer did well in. Despite being the son of a well-regarded wrestler, it's been said that Brock will pay his dues just like anyone else. Well, obviously. I mean, tagging with Cody as your first match ever, that's awful. I mean, who would want that?
As bottom as you can get, right?
Oh, my God. This kid is he's essentially like one of the young boys in Japan. He is just shoveling shit, taking out trash, doing dishes. It's the worst. Who would want to be this guy?
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Leading to his AEW Dynamite in-ring debut, Brock Anderson has been training at the Nightmare Factory. Ding, 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 ding. Let's mark out for ourselves. Ding, 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 ding. This training facility has produced many aspiring talents, with some appearing on AEW programming to varying degrees. Such names include Brooke Havoc, Carly Bravo, and Dean Alexander. Oh, and QT Marshall, who fucking ran the school, essentially. Brock Anderson will team with Cody Rhodes to face QT Marshall and Aaron Solo. That was last Friday night. It's already been confirmed. Then on July 7th edition of AEW Dynamite, Rhodes and Marshall will face off in a South Beach strap match. Boy, I hope Brock doesn't get involved with that. You hate to see that sort of thing for a young man.
Yeah, that'd be bad news.
Well, I believe he's going to be taping some electrical cords in the back because he's paying his dues. That's what he'll be doing, is he'll be trying to make sure that everybody gets parked and has their snacks, because that young man is paying his dues.
Hanging those ring aprons up.
How old is this motherfucker? He's got to be like 24 or something.
God, I hope so. He looks like it. He's got that Arn Anderson old man look already.
Yeah, because you're right about that. It's like Arn Anderson looked like he was 40 when he was 25, right?
Yeah, exactly.
According to my internet search, which is amazing, 23 years of age. 23 years of age, which means he was born
he's younger. He's younger than Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, he's younger than a lot of people. So that means he was born in 1998. I mean, if he's already had his 23rd birthday. He was born Brock Lundy. He bought.
Really? How about that?
This is stupid. He bought the surname Anderson after his father's ring title. Yeah, how much do you think he paid for that, Bryant?
Nothing, probably. His dad probably actually bought it for him.
I'm going to say, here's a 6-pack, Dad. Can I use the name? Yeah, sure. You got it.
Yeah, there you go. Probably more like that.
He's revealed, though, Arn has on the Arn podcast, which is really good. They're going through the early years of Mid-South and all that shit, and down in Pensacola. After a while, he prayed very hard about the Lord not to drink anymore, and then the beer just doesn't taste good to him anymore. It doesn't taste the same. That's what he says.
I didn't know he was.
He was a big alcoholic, huge alcoholic.
That's part of the problem. I didn't know. No, I didn't know he was a Bible thumper.
Part of the God Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, God told him not to reach out to Rick after Reed died. I'm not sure. That seems to be a source of. Sore spot on Ric Flair. I tell you what, though, I got over it with Car Shield. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, Arn Anderson. If your car broke down on the side of the road, fuck you. Woo! This is a really good article from wikibiography.com. Apparently, Anderson performed soccer in high school. He was a linebacker for his crew. As a matter of reality, he was ranked on the 94th place among the many graduating linebackers in North Carolina. This is like one of those emails you get, like trying to get you a job. Like, we have employment possible for you at high rate of pay.
Call this number for more information.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, Brock Anderson is clearly paying his dues in All Elite Wrestling, and by the way, it is not. There is no nepotism involved. I will tell you that I'm really doing the Jeff Jarrett thing is very good. The Arn Anderson podcast is very good. Jarrett has gone through. They're going in granular detail now. The formation of total nonstop action wrestling, and so far it is very good.
I need to listen to that.
We've not gotten to the part where Jeff wants to kill himself because he remembers, hey, let's bring Russo on board. So that hasn't happened yet.
Like bless his heart.
Arn is going through his history, and it's very good. I will say, you got to wonder now with Conrad doing a Jeff Jarrett podcast and a Kurt Angle podcast. If we sign up for adfreeshows.com, can we get the two of them together on a podcast to talk about how, one of them fucked the other one's wife? Or can we do, I don't know. Is that possible?
Too soon. It's too soon.
Hashtag too soon.
That's like getting Edge and Matt Hardy in the same room. You can't do that.
That's awesome. And then John Aretzi's Matt Memories, they had a really good show. It was a recap of his 100th episode from 1991, featuring Mick Foley, Kevin Sullivan, Jim Cornette, and a cavalcade of stars. Very good stuff.
And talking about Jeff Jarrett, the thing I'll always remember about him with us is him telling us the Slapnut story.
Because I asked him what does Slapnuts mean, and he was a little flummoxed, like I don't know. I don't really. Nobody's ever asked you that? Really?
Yeah, no.
He said that his grandmother would always say, "Stop slapping your gums." And he would call him slap gums or something. So it just kind of graduated to slap nuts.
It just morphed eventually.
It's really, honestly, I mean, I see why people hate the guy. I get that, but he's a fairly likable individual. At least he's able to put up a public persona of likability. I mean, in a way that's way more genuine than, say, Scott Colton. Like that.
Oh, boy. You just went to the total other end of the spectrum there, fella.
Oh, now that the Dark Order's back, I just can't wait to see a lot more Colt Cabana on my TV. Because that's going to put the asses in the seats.
That's why I tune in.
You know that. Bryant is on Instagram and also on Twitter at Bryce Sports, BRY Sports. The show is on Twitter at KDVic Alive. I'm on Twitter at Brett Whitmire, and I'm on Instagram at BDub for Reels. Bryant is on TikTok at Stanley Jackson 23 if you want to buy stuff. Amazon Prime Day is coming up, the 21st and the 22nd. Best prices of the year. So if you'd like to use KDVic.com to shop, that'd be great. Also, Father's Day is coming up like in just a few days. So if you want to shop through there, that'd be great. I did receive a lot of messages about the passing of my aunt. Some of you guys know about that. So I really appreciate all of you that reached out for that. That was really, really nice. And my family and I certainly do appreciate that. Until next time, fans, we'll see you ringside.